Bam, we're live finally. Finally, we're live, guys. Live on Channel 5. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Yo, yo, yo. Guys, we're coming to you right now live from Scottsville, Kentucky. And we're, let you know we are going to be live tonight, auction time, 7 o'clock Central Time. It'll be a great auction. Just want to come on here and remind everybody, be sure to tune in. This is a test of the Uncle Jed broadcasting system to let everybody know that we are going to. Is my sound working? Test 1, 2. I don't see the sound like going up and down there. Good. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, 7 o'clock tonight, we got an auction going on. We'll have some fun. I want to remind everybody to tune in tonight, 7 o'clock. We're about an hour and a half away from auction time. I want to come here and holler at you just a minute. Some of you are getting notifications. So I want to remind you, maybe if you don't get a notification for this, you will at 7 o'clock. So, yes, we are still smoke-free. Ashley takes it all toyed up. Oh, thank you, Crow Crow. But yes, we're still going strong. Our lungs are feeling fine. I feel like Tarzan. And we got several knives tonight, guys. You that like knives. And some other interesting items. We still haven't bought a storage unit. Every storage unit that we look at, Crow is garbage. So, we're hoping within a couple of weeks to get a really nice storage unit. We got a lot to sell on, though. So, we're not worried about that. We just like the aspect of treasure hunting. And we're not getting to do that. So, we're not getting to smoke. Not getting to find storage treasures. What's the point in living?
To work and pay taxes.
I do have a lot of extra time on my hands. Yeah, they are. They're getting harder and harder and harder. And you know, when you do find them, I'm beginning to wonder if a lot of them's not just staging this stuff. Because you're finding more and more collectibles that's out in the open. Especially up the northern part, New York, New Jersey area, New Jersey. You're finding more and more units that are actually showing a lot of baseball cards or a lot of comic books, a lot of die-cast cards. Stacked out in the open. Now, if I'm going to store some of my collectibles, I am not going to just leave them laying out in the open in a storage unit. They're going to be in a tote. They're going to be wrapped up and protected. I'm not going to put expensive comic books in a storage unit and not have it protected. And so I'm beginning to wonder if a lot of these managers, some of the smaller companies are not actually staging these, because have you seen the prices some of these are occurring or happening? They are. I mean, you're talking 20. I've seen them $25,000-$30,000, guys, and I quit watching them at that point. They may have went higher. So you know, I like. And I bought some of the units before that, so you could see some of the items. We gave a good price for them. Sometimes you got to be able to get some good items. But I enjoy, buying a unit and just looking at a few clues. And then you discover, like my Star Wars collection we found in Louisville, Kentucky, is a 20 by 20 unit, which was actually two 10 by 20 units. They called it a 20 by 20 unit. We saw one Star Wars item. That's all we saw. The rest was boxes. This actually had 3 safes in it. Didn't show none of them. Didn't see none of that. Saw a few other items. We got that, I think, for $6,000. And we were worried. But you go on a hunt sometimes, and this one wasn't staged. And it was full of, yeah, it was full of Star Wars items, collectible items, and we done, fairly decent on it.
Hey, Dana.
But, yeah, I miss going to them live, Crow. Sometimes I think I am. I wasn't smarter than that Amazon seller that sold me a truckload. I wasn't too smart there.
She got a pretty good payday.
Huh?
She got a pretty good payday.
Who did?
That salesman.
Oh yeah. But the live auctions, you could actually do a smell test. You could see a little bit more in the auctions as far as if they've been tinkered with by either the occupants, former occupants, or a manager. And you can tell the difference. Most occupants, if they do want to go find a certain item in there, if they cut that box open, they're probably going to retake the box. And if you got a manager that does it, the box is going to be sort of tore on the side. And you notice that. You notice these things. It's going to be tore on the side, not retaped. And and there's another one. I've seen them actually retaped, all of them. And every one of them, you can tell they've been retaped. And it's where the manager looked at every single one of them. They retaped them all. So, yeah, I like finding a unit that it's total, your clues worked out. And when you actually I found some really good comic books in Tennessee. They were in the very back, well preserved, and they were some expensive comic books. And that was a surprise for me. I found a few firearms in that unit. Found some older items in that unit. That was a lovely unit to find. It wasn't super great, items, like gold and all that, but it was just really neat items to find. And everybody, you guys got to bid on a lot of them. We had a online auction, first time ever, actually with comic books. And some of them fetched up, I'm talking just $500 or $600 a comic, but that was still good to me. I don't know nothing about comics. So I love finding storage units that, you have to work for. I mean, it's easy to know how to bid on a unit that's full of die-cast cars and all that. It's, it takes all the fun out of it. But when you're actually trying to figure out clues, yeah, I hadn't even thought of that, Crow. And I deal with some of the bigger companies. I don't bid on a lot of the mom and pops no more for that very reason. Because a lot of the managers that's working in there, they're nice people. A little bit older ladies, just super nice. Some of them actually live on site, and they don't know nothing about antique collectibles. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their home. And these places have surveillance cameras and stuff, and they don't want to tinker with anything. And I've been told by a lot of them, I'd ask them, I'd say, you think I done all right buying that? When I get there and pay for the unit. And she'd say, they don't allow us to go in and touch nothing. We take the pictures and we shut it back down. And I believe them because when I finally open the door for us, they'll say, "Well, tell us how you did." And when we tell them, "Hey, we found this ring or that," and they act, they're really surprised. And so some of your bigger units, companies like Public Storage, Extra Space, all those, a lot of those, you can pretty well count on them not being staged, unless you do have that manager that just don't care. And because the managers, they don't get no more money, no matter what they bring. One thing, Crow, they can't really replicate cobwebs. That's one thing that I look for, is cobwebs. They can't even, I guess they can use some of that Halloween stuff, but they can't imitate cobwebs. But you can actually see, uh, like their fingerprints right there up front. When they're touching stuff, you can see some of the manager's fingerprints there, where they touch stuff in some of the older buildings where they've looked in boxes and stuff like that. So you have to be really careful. Uh, like I said, anybody can just bid on something that you can see everything. Everybody's gonna bid on it, and probably not gonna make a lot of money on it. I like bidding on because the common stuff. I enjoy selling common stuff because say Dana out there, she may need a microwave, but she don't want to buy a new one, for $100, $200. So she can buy one for me to use $30 or $40. And so sometimes stuff like that actually brings more than a die-cast car that you find that would bring $15 or $20. A vacuum cleaner that somebody needs, some pots and pans that somebody needs. Actually, sometimes they bring better than collectibles. Yeah, I bet they are, Crow. And you just have to be careful. It's getting crazy out there, and it's getting harder and harder to find a good one. Uh, it just is. It sure is. And like I said, I'm okay with the common stuff, and then finding that little knife hid in the corner or that gold ring hid in a drawer. I'm okay with that. Hey, Jade Moon, I'm quite all right with finding pots and pans, silverware, uh, you know, something everyday people, everyday items that the everyday people can use, and they do. I'm telling you, I can find a pocket knife that'll bring $20, or I can find a nice kettle with a lid that'll bring maybe $35 or $40. So it's exciting to find the collectibles and jewelry, things like that. But from a business standpoint, as long as you got good quality items, whether it's pots and pans, microwaves, or whatever it is, you can be happy with that. But we're actually not even finding that now. Hey Jay, we're actually not even finding that. But we want to come on here and holler at everybody just for a minute. Got about an hour and a half until auction time, and we're going to go ahead and start lining up our table a little bit better. And Cornbread's went and got him some chewing tobacco. But guess what, guys? We are still smoke free. That's right. You heard it right here.
I give up on the whole food dipping thing.
Cornbread's a quitter. But listen, we are still at it. India's at it. I'm at it. We're tickled to death. We're breathing better. The only thing that bugs me is my blood pressure. I want my blood pressure to be better. When my blood pressure is running around 145, 140-ish to 80 to the bottom number being 80, 85 to 90. Thank you, Jay. We're impressed with herself, I'll tell you. But I'm checking my blood pressure regularly.
So you got no comment.
My pulse is running around 55 to 60. I think my pulse is actually running a little low than what it should be running. But that's a good thing. I think when you got a low pulse rate, as long as it don't drop no further to where you can start having heart palpitations or anything like that. But I'm keeping an eye on my blood pressure because this is a very traumatic thing that you're doing to your body. They always tell you, not to stop taking a certain medicine. Just, cold turkey. Don't do that. And it's the same thing with nicotine. You just cut it completely out, and it does crazy stuff to your body. So I'm trying to watch my blood pressure, my pulse rate, and I'm trying to watch all these different things that's taking place with my body right now. And my blood pressure right now, like I said, is running, it may be 130. It usually stays like 140, that top number, somewhere in around there. And then the bottom number is from 80 to 90. Yeah, and Jay, no matter what you do, your body, my body, India's too, it's in shock right now. It's yesterday, I felt nauseous all day. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Well, my pulse rate's really good. When I was smoking, it run up there, 80, 90, Brenda. So that's really improved. But yesterday and then this morning, my body actually felt crazy abnormal all day up until a little bit ago. My body just, I don't know, it felt out of sorts. It's hard to explain. It's like a chemical imbalance going on. It's like a war going on in my body. I mean, it's really hard to explain, and it's something that I'm trying to research about, and I'm trying to study on, and because I want to be a help to other people. I don't want to just say I gave it up, I quit, it wasn't no problem. I want to investigate every avenue of us stopping, so I might be a help to somebody else. And I don't want to 6 months down the road to start back, because I'm telling you, there's something in that nicotine more than what was in Grandpa's cigarettes that he rolled up. There is something in them besides nicotine, because if it was just the nicotine, you could do nicotine patches or nicotine gum, you'd be fine. You quit smoking. No, you get nicotine patches, nicotine gum. Most people, they still want cigarettes. So there's something else in those cigarettes that they put in there that an additive that is so addictive that you crave it every 15 minutes of your life. And that's crazy, and it's wrong, and it should be illegal. Uh, I still have days like that, and you've been on a low carb diet for 7 months. Yeah, Jay, that's what. And I've talked to India some about it. I don't think hers is as bad as mine, and it could be she's just not saying it. You know how us men are. But yeah, it's just crazy the way I feel. I actually walked to work today. I wanted to feel better because yesterday one of my problems was I felt short of breath. I was just constantly going, making sure I was being able to catch my breath. And I never done that when I was smoking. And that's what my mind first said to me. It said, looky there, Chi, you've quit smoking. But Jay said she has a tendency to believe me. I don't know what that meant, Jay. But really, I was trying to catch my breath yesterday. I told India, I said, I'm short of breath. And my first thing my mind said is, look at there. And this is a junkie's mindset. A junkie's mindset. That's what it's called. Because whether you believe it or not, if you smoke cigarettes, you're a junkie for nicotine. And my mind said, look at there. You're short of breath. You never was like that smoking in all the years you smoked. You might as well be smoking. That's what's causing you to be short of breath, not being able to smoke. And my blood pressure, when I take my blood pressure, and if it's still up there 145, that top number, I'm thinking, well, shoot, this ain't doing me no good. Quitting smoking's not helping me. My blood pressure is still up there 140 over 85 or 90. So, what good's it doing me to stop smoking if it's not going to help my blood pressure, not going to help my health? And this is all part of a junkie's mind. It's that, it's that thought of, yeah, I might as well just go back and do this. And your mind does everything to try to trick you into going back. But it ain't happening. I'm not going to do it. Over 7,000 chemicals that are in cigarettes. And I never would let my mind think about it. Nicotine being an insecticide. Never would let my mind think about it. Rat poison being cigarettes. Never would let my mind think about it. And now that's all my mind does think about. I'm not thinking about worried about going back. I'm just worried about all the damage and all the time that it's took from my life. All these years, it's took a lot of time. Every time I'd go outside away from them babies, every time I would leave a dinner and go outside to smoke, I lost out on a lot of time. We probably spent more time smoking than we didn't. And of course, when you smoke, you want to get away from your family, your children. You don't want to be smoking around them. And I've lost a lot of time with my family. I've lost a lot of time from my business. I've lost a lot of time from my work. Finds and more. Yes, we're going to explain how we're doing this, and it's working. Okay, it's a combination of several things, and I'm going to go in depth once I have a successful. When I really think that I have succeeded, finds and more. We are definitely going to share our information on how we did it, and you can take my plan and sort of fine tune it to fit you. Uh, Everybody's not going to be able to go uh, do the things that me and India done to be successful. You have to fine tune anything, just like the diet that Jade Moon on. I'm sure she's had to fine tune that low carb diet a little bit. Uh, so you'll have to fine tune some of the things that I've done and that India's done, and that's if we're successful. And I want to be able to share that with people because I am mad at the time and the energy and the health that those things have took from me. I'm just I'm appalled at it, and that's one thing I think that's helping me more than anything to be able to lay the things down. And right now, guys, it's been uh, probably 20 some years. And in those 20 years, I think I tried to quit a few times, and 2 days is as far as I could go, and I'd be crazy. 2 days, I would be totally nuts. And the last time me and Indy done this was probably, the really tried was probably 12 years ago, maybe. And we went 2 days, and we broke down, and we ran to the store, and me and her both, and we had a big time smoking. You know, all these years, this is the longest time I've been without nicotine, been without a cigarette. So I am pleased. And my mindset is I ain't going back to them. I'm just not going to do it. So I hope I'm able to help a lot of the people. But guys, tune in tonight, and I am going to share everything that we've done. I've shared a little bit of it. And like I said, you'll have to fine tune it. And Finds and More's right. We completely didn't do it cold turkey. Finds and More's right. And we'll explain that. Hey, Kathy Scott. But we'll explain it a little bit more and in more depth and some of the things that we've done to purposely try to mess ourselves up. Well, that's part of our plan. I know it sounds crazy. Guys, I got to get off here and get to being busy. Get some great items for you guys to bid on tonight because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And you guys, hey, Wanda Strode, you guys going to help me buy a new pair of shoes tonight. No, actually, the girls in India got me a new pair at Valentine's Day. Yeah, we'll do it at 7 o'clock Central Time. You guys tune back in. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we may actually break down and do the twist tonight. What do you guys think about that?
I might do it.
But you might do it with me?
I might.
Well, I didn't know fat boys could dance like that.
They can't. I'm not going to do it.
But guys, tune in tonight. We may do it. But you got to promise me. Cornbread said he's going to get up here and do the twist maybe. So you do it at home when we do it, if we do that, okay? And we'll have some fun. God bless y'all. See y'all at 7 o'clock Central, guys. It's going to be a fun auction.
Fantasy upstairs.
Yes.